Afternoon, everybody. So this is an afternoon stream today. We had the early kickoff, Liverpool versus Watford at Vicarage Road. First of all, I have to put this up. We have to start with this. Sadio Manè, 100 Premier League goals, break that record today. The man that is not in his finest form, the man that every Scouser has been complaining about, the man that all the other fan bases are saying is off and past.
Jealous.
How many goals is that he's got now? 6, isn't it? 6 so far.
Yeah, 6 this season.
Just keep scoring goals.
6 in 10 games.
9.
That's fine by me. That's fine by me. Bobby Firmino, how many goals has he got now? 6, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
6 goals in probably 4 games. I think that was less than that. Less than that. And then obviously Mo Salah, wonder goal again and an assist. You know, the selfish, greedy player assisting Mo Salah, assisting Sadio Manè. Is this season going to be the deadly trio again? The Manè.
It looks like it.
It seems that way. It
looks like it.
Yes. Right. Now we've got that done. I just want to introduce to you Paris. She's, big Liverpool fan, big Kopite. Paris. Afternoon, should I say?
Afternoon, everybody.
How are you feeling about that game?
I think it was a good game for us because I feel like I'm always a bit wishy-washy at 12:30 kickoffs, especially after international break, and not having Alisson or Firmino because they were with Brazil. But I feel like we played well, better than the City game. Like, we started properly. They just seemed a bit more with it and a bit more up for it than with City. They just were all over the place. Just didn't think they were in it that much. So I'm happy with the 5-0, especially with games that are coming after today. Like Man United are playing next, Leicester, City. So it's just a good cushion for us, especially going into Champions League in the week as well. So
Indeed.
I'm happy with the result, actually.
This is it. I've just noticed as well. So we've had the 4. I set it up way too quick. Wasn't expecting. I know, Mr. Silver Fox. We bring in some other goal in the extra time. They caught me off guard. I will change that and I will edit that after. Nick Ford, teams have begun to fear us again, and with good reason. I mean, I will say I don't think there's much teams now in the Premier League that fear anybody. I think Watford are just given up, just not up for it, not interested. But like you said, Paris, we started that game. I even wrote down we started high pace, high tempo. We had our first shot in the 2nd minute. Mo Salah offside. He hit the post, but it was a deflection. And then we had another shot in the 4th minute. So we started the game how, like you said, we should have started versus Man City, despite the opponent. So Nick, overall, what was your last night? We had a lot of people saying, "Oh, this game's dangerous. You have to watch out. New manager." I said, not to boast up, but I said it's the same team. They might have Ranieri in. He's not had time to implement much. They're an old team. I think Danny Rose will be having nightmares for the rest of the season. And bowing at Sissoko's feet for bailing him out. How many times? Bless him. He doesn't look in the finest of his form, does he? What's your overall feeling of...
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Watford did not come to play today. All they did was try and contain our front 3, but they couldn't do that. After the 4th minute, I said to myself, Danny Rose is getting put in Mo Salah's pocket. Put him in his pocket. Mo sent him back to the shop to go buy some crisps and drink. I swear. For an accomplished player with as many games under his belt as Danny Rose has.
England as well.
Exactly. He's an international, former international, but still.
Yeah.
The fact that he got tucked up so nicely, so neatly, and completely, why anybody would like that type of present to be given. Yes, thank you. Take that. To get brushed off so easily for Mane's goal.
Yeah.
My jaw dropped.
I think that Danny Rose is kind of given up. Like, he doesn't seem like a football player that's in love with the game anymore. I just feel like he
should just retire.
Give him like a season and he'll probably retire, because I just don't see him. Other than what, I can't see him going anywhere else. I can't see him being affected in any other team, because I just don't think his heart is in it anymore.
Well, we see him sat next to Micah Richards in the Sky Sports studio, you know.
Yeah,
he seems to be a bit tubby as well, not to body shame people, but he doesn't look in the peak of fitness. And
I feel like he was at his best shape in Tottenham in that sense, like fitness-wise. But I think for the love for the game, it's just not there. He just seems like a player that has a hangover but can't shift it.
Yeah,
can't get rid of it. And
is that what Spurs does to players? You know,
he's moved from Tottenham, but I don't think he was happy at Tottenham either. So
I agree. I'd agree with that.
To Watford, and obviously it's not working, and I just can't see him. Like, you're not going to start him in England games over certain players. Like, he's not going to get into a top 6 side now. So I just can't see him being in football for long.
Yeah, I think this is it for him.
I can't,
it's about fitness, and he's got no fitness, so he can't be in football for long.
Yeah, in you saying that, Ash,
not got the mentality for it either anymore, I think.
So, in you saying fitness, Ash, I totally agree with you there, because the Watford players did not look up for it. They weren't running. No. They weren't chasing us. They're
playing against a Liverpool team who just run all day long. So no matter who we play against, it's going to look like they're not running, to tell the truth. Not many teams can run with us. They've got to be like a Man City, isn't it?
Exactly. But
we make loads of teams look like this.
But in all fairness to Watford, they did get promoted this season. But at the same time, I have to ask myself, well, what was the former Watford manager doing? You know, because the continuity. And as I said, when you got a new manager, you want to play for your positions, right? This looked anything but.
This is a poor bunch of players. I don't think any manager could come in and make these look world class. I mean, look at them. I mean,
I didn't say world class. I didn't say world class, but when it comes to
against a world class team,
they've lost Troy Deeney. Let's not forget that.
I think he's retired. No, he's
gone to Burnley. He had
so he was their voice.
The game.
Funny you should say that. Yeah, I wonder how many players in the Watford side are leaders now.
I think Dennis was the main one today that was, hyping them up. I heard him because it was so quiet. You could hear the players, you could hear the managers, and I heard him shouting to Sarr, stay in the middle. Kept coming out.
I heard that.
He's not going to get any luck on the wings. We know this. He should know this. His best bet was to stay in the middle and try and catch us on the counter, because we play so high up. But we also, I said yesterday, we play that defensive offside trap so well. How many offsides did they get today?
Millions.
How many offsides? Did we play that so well? And that was why I also said, we thought we'd see Konate today. I knew we wouldn't see Konate and Gomez, because we need that. There could have been times they'd scored, but we just so organized and played that back trap so well. We knew most of the time it was offside, didn't have to put the energy in. I don't like this new thing where they let it play on for so long before they raise the flag. I think injuries can happen.
There is that. 8 offsides. 8 they conceded.
But let's get into it. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So I have where is it? I have the stats. absolutely crazy. So the lineup is pretty much I have to big myself up now. The midfield is what I said.
Well done.
Henderson as CDM, and then Keita and Milner. That's kind of what I thought. And then Ox was subbed on, which is exactly what I thought would happen. I didn't see Ox getting a start, and we'll get on to his performance after. And then, Mane, Bobby, Salah, I think that's the best forward. I don't think we would have had as much joy with Jota in that position today.
No.
Bobby was loving and running that midfield. Henderson was fantastic as CDM. If we didn't have Fabinho, that would be his role. Kelleher.
James Milner was brilliant. Milner was at the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually.
Kept Star very quiet, and there were some big players in there, and it kind of left Keita to do his thing.
We had the ball 87% of the time, so yeah.
First half possession, Ash, you're right.
77. But yeah,
77 in total. I
so
think
they had 6 shots, 2 on target, but I'd have to say one of the ones on target was pretty weak. Kelleher wasn't really tested for it, and then the other one was where Kelleher pushed it onto the post and it went out.
That was a world-class save, to be fair.
Yeah, but it was offside.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you look at that. We had 9 corners. Pass accuracy 87%. It was a little bit off. I think that was the first half. But for me, the most telling stat of all of those, 19 shots, 8 on target. Not even that. It's the pass. We had 793 passes.
Exactly.
237. I made a note. In the first 20 minutes, we had 206 passes. They had 19.
Yeah, they didn't get out the first
their
half.
passes were the last 10 minutes. So let's just get on to it then. Salah versus Danny Rose. We've touched on it a little bit. I just wanted to hit on one. There was one moment me and my son were laughing. Salah basically passed to
There was more than one, Gems. Which one?
There was one in particular, and I know you've got to remember it, and I am going to find it on the internet, and I am going to share the crap out of it, because Salah passed to himself. He took the absolute piss. This was Vardy level shithousery. He's coming down the wing. Rose is in front of him. He's put the ball straight, and he's ran around Danny Rose to get the ball that he's passed to himself. Like he was taking the piss. I think from then Danny Rose was praying that he'd get injured or that he'd get subbed off. Put me up front, put me somewhere else, get me away from this guy. And I think it was only Sissoko come in with a 2-foot booting it out that saved him.
Sissoko realized that, come on, mate, that Rose is getting nothing out of this guy. Rose isn't getting close enough to him. Every time he's getting close enough to him, he's getting brushed off the ball, or he's getting his shorts pulled down around his ankles.
Yeah, they had to double up on Salah. They had to double up on him. Paris, the Mane goal. Talks for it. How are you feeling about that? Like the Salah assist.
Did I see the Mane goal? I don't think I saw the Mane goal.
You missed that one. All right.
Yeah, I went to say.
You mean the Mane goal?
Tell her all about the Mane goal. The first one with the Salah.
The first one, man. That was
where Salah used the outside of his right foot.
Yes.
Played the best goal that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, yes, that one.
Yeah, it was so Salah's pass was it was stupid. Right foot outside of it from the right side as well. Straight into on the plate for Mane, and he just tapped it in. Easy.
It almost curved across the back.
Yeah, it curled out.
Mane wasn't offside.
Oh, it did. No, it was Salah's left, outside of his left. It just curled.
Yeah, outside of
killed. It totally took out the Watford defense. Took him out. And
he's spinning in slow mo with the.
Yes, Ash. Yes, exactly that. I was like, oh, dirty, one time.
And the commentators kept using all this. It was like they were talking poetry. Do you know the way they're describing the goal? They were using
yeah. Going on and on about it. And they were going on about the assist for the whole of the first half. Then they were kept going on about the assist. Yeah. It was the way outside of his boot, and it just curled in front and around all those Watford defenders. They just had to watch it pass straight onto Manè. Manè, with that killer instinct, goes in, and that was his 100th goal in the Premier League, assisted by the Egyptian there. So yeah, that was 8 minutes in. Literally, that was it then. You know, it was kind of over. I think for the first 20 minutes, they had a few runs. It was snuffed out. There was another moment where Virgil passed the ball over onto Salah. He had a poor touch. I'm just going to touch on that because I know Manè is going to get criticised for his open goal miss, but Salah did have a poor touch from a beautiful Virgil pass, and just didn't quite get the touch on it. It went straight to Foster, and that could have been 2-0, and I think that was very early in.
Did anyone see Matip's dribbling stats before the game?
No.
How they're saying he does the third most dribbles in the league, so he's just behind St. Maximin.
I'm not surprised. The guy.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
So it's probably above Cristiano Ronaldo.
Possibly.
He don't really dribble no more, does he, Ronnie? He just waits up for the ball, pass it into him. Yeah, even Virgil said Matip loves a little adventure into the midfield. He's basically got an assist as well in one of the games this season. Just someone else got a touch first. That was all it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many minutes was it? I think it was 10 minutes into the game, or close to 15, before Watford finally got the ball out of their own half. It was what, 6 or 7 before they actually got a touch of the ball?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they woke up towards the end of the game, like the last probably 15, 20 minutes was probably the best, and then their attacking side was probably the best football they played in that entire game. But I also think we played a more mature game as well, because I always get worried when Liverpool score early, because they can be very complacent and then let goals and little things.
I agree.
Little mistakes and stuff. So when Watford started getting into it, I was like, although we were comfortable, I still had this are they going to see this out and make this just a 5-0 clean sheet, just over and done with? Because they just have moments where they just all switch off for like 5 minutes, and then team is like 2 goals after, and then it's a completely different game. Like the City game, we should have seen that out. We didn't. We switched off. Then they were back in it, and then it was just a fight to the finish. And it's like, you guys could have put this to bed.
I agree. On
stop switching off. They switch off at the most silliest times, and then there's a goal, and then it's a scramble to get another goal. It's a scramble to defend, and it's just, today it was a lot more mature. Whatever conversation Klopp had or they had in a dressing room obviously worked, because they just seemed up for it today. Like, everyone just seemed up for it. Everyone knew what they were doing. There wasn't this just cluelessness about them today.
Totally agree.
Yeah. This is what I said after the Man City game. Klopp will analyse the shit out of that game, and he will show them and make them watch it.
It was so bad. And I know City are not in their full stride, but if City were in their full stride, like, if this was later on in the season, City would have beaten us 110%, because we were not.
Credit to Silva, though. He was running that midfield.
In the game today, like, you can see they wanted it. They wanted to finish. They wanted it today. They were
Watford didn't bring it either. Let's be honest. They just looked like they really didn't care. They didn't feel any passion for their team. So I think it works both ways. Just going to go through some comments quickly. Mr. Silver Fox, Watford have probably sacked Ranieri now. There was a stat. So since they beat us, they've had 4 managers since they beat us. And that was their last clean sheet as well. Nick Ford, I'm referring to the way Chelsea celebrated a draw against us. And City game.
Yeah, I agree.
I know.
We should have won. We should have won that game.
Well, this is why this match was important, because we did drop those points. It's not shameful to drop those points, but if we are going to do that, we can't drop them against teams like Brentford again.
We've got Man United next week.
Yeah,
in midweek. Like, we need, because it's going to get to a point, Christmas is going to come, injuries are going to start coming, because they will. And those when, okay, you don't, like, you have to sacrifice when you're going to drop points or not. And I'd rather drop them like a draw, maybe Christmas time, pick it up, then like do it at the beginning of the season when it should.
We've dropped our points now, Paris. That's it. The points have been dropped.
Now we can't.
We're moving on now. We've had injuries as well. Do you know what I mean?
We can't afford to drop anymore because
that's it now.
So it's just an awkward little phase, and like, I don't know, because we don't have the squad depth like others. You know, injuries are coming, whether we want to be realistic or not. They're coming.
We've already got them. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And just.
But we've been rotating the squad perfectly. Day.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, Thiago, he's still not back. Curtis got injured for England.
Yeah.
This is another one of our great followers, Edwin Thomas. Afternoon, as far as I remember, either Ashley or Nicholas predicted.
Yeah, it was me, Edwin.
So yesterday, I predicted a lot of things. 3, Nick predicted 4, and Ashley predicted 5. So Ash, bow down to you. I fully believe if the subs hadn't been made in the 70th minute, it would have. I messaged you, didn't I? I said this is going to go up to 7. I
think Mo Salah went easy on him. There's a couple Mo could have scored a few times, but he felt sorry for Ben Foster. He could have scored a few more goals.
The ref pulled up at one point and gave a free kick when it shouldn't have been, because I think he felt sorry for them as well. We've got Armory TV. Can you chill out after the next 6 games? Because we've got them after the international break, haven't we? You know, Poppy's going to get his 3rd hat trick versus Arsenal.
They're getting the same treatment.
He loves it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with Ashley. We are ruthless this season. We have to be ruthless.
We don't get the credit we deserve.
We have
not at all. People are still like.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
We deserve, so we have to be our absolute best, because they're always going to talk about City and Chelsea being title contenders with the that they have. Now Man United have got Ronaldo back, so I just need like people to understand, Liverpool to just show what they're capable of, why we've been the top team for the last 2. Well, I'll say 3
seasons. Yeah,
we have to start showing our worth, and we're not just a rollover team. Like, we're not. We have, just because we don't have the biggest squad doesn't mean we can't play with the best. So.
This comment from Nick saying the togetherness of the players from Tsimikas to Keita shows what kind of squad Klopp has moulded.
Yes.
This is really important. You know, we haven't got players on the bench looking pissed off and complaining. I know there's rumours about Ox, but you know, he was subbed on today. What minute was it? He was subbed on. I made a note.
55th, I think. 55th.
Yeah, it was like the 61st.
In the 65th minute, we brought on Milner. We took off Milner, and he. God, we didn't take off Milner. I'm losing my plot. So we put on Tsimikas and Ox. Milner went to right back. That was what I was trying to get out. Yeah. So Ox, apparently, this is all just talk. So he's saying he wants more minutes. All this stuff coming out, he wants to move if he's not getting more minutes. So he was brought on the 65th minute. Very easy game. We're coasting. We're winning. Did he make much of an impact?
No.
Did he stand out at any point in those 20 minutes?
He doesn't do.
Because this is what we were saying, you know. Harvey Elliott, from day 1, first minute on the pitch, he stood out. He set the tone. He was man of the match in every game he played, in my opinion. Is Ox doing the same?
No. Ox hasn't.
See, here's the thing. Can you exert yourself into a squad or a match like today's match?
No, he would have had to score a wonder goal for people to say, all right, Ox did something good.
Personally, I feel he put a shift in, and I'm glad that he did. He harried the Watford players. He did a good job today. Nothing.
He didn't make us
special.
look worse when he came on either.
That's it. I agree. Totally.
I would argue that that's when the Watford train picked up a bit of steam. I think
Yeah,
especially in the 82nd minute was when Nico Williams came off and Milner came on and Milner came off.
Yeah.
That was their best moment. So that was with Milner off and
yeah, that's what
Nico on the wing, Ox on, and Tsimikas. Tsimikas was fine, no issues. I don't think. I think it came from Ox and Nico, possibly, or was it?
Well, to be fair, I don't even think.
Why did the tempo change in the last 10 minutes?
I have to disagree with you there because Nico didn't
came on
really
and got
put
an
a foot wrong.
assist.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't really put a foot wrong.
Yeah,
he
It
did
wasn't
come on
a case of him. Yeah, it wasn't a case of
question. Devil's advocate here. You know, it's a great game. I'm asking the question: why in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, did they all of a sudden start causing a little bit of a issue?
It's like a wounded animal when an animal's dying. It's already dead and it's last before it dies, isn't it?
Yeah.
They could do nothing to us.
Were we tired?
No. I reckon it was a case of they've got nothing else to lose. It was a case of they have nothing more to lose.
They had 2 shots on target.
Down 4. Exactly. Come on now. 2 shots on target.
They did make some subs, and I think one of their subs, I forget his name, did make some difference. I would have
trying
to
to think now.
So maybe they had Pedro come on.
Yeah, Pedro, he came on, but
cleverly.
He came and skied a shot into the stands. Pedro.
I don't think cleverly made any difference. I think he's one of these that are going to be on his way out.
I think Oxy, but I do feel like obviously because he doesn't play. You know, it's like sometimes when you don't play often, and you come on and you try to make a difference, but sometimes you hinder the team's ability more because you're so eager to make a difference instead of doing your role. So you're out of place, you're not in the right, you're just not getting into the right positions and stuff. I feel like that was what happened today because he was just, nothing wrong with what he did, you know, carrying them off the ball and stuff, but there's times where he should have been in a position he wasn't, allowed Watford to get, you know, on the front foot and stuff. So with Ox, I just feel like he's a good player, but maybe not for us in that caliber. Like he might do well at another team, not a lower team, just a team that's not us.
I mean, I quite like him there. I quite like him there, but it's just the issue that's been brought up about him complaining about minutes.
Yeah,
and we actually looked into it, and he's had quite a few minutes. He's played quite a few games.
Always going to be a question. And do we want another player that just is always injured, sits on the bench, just takes up money, or do we want to offload him, get money, and then replace him with a player maybe that's younger, a bit more fitter? You know, like we have to make a decision.
I mean, he's only 28.
Newcastle's now got a new owners. They're going to start buying players. You know, City are going to strengthen again in January. We're the only team that's not buying anybody. So, but we have players that are constantly on the bench, constantly injured, play for 2-3 games, get injured. It's not good enough.
I mean, personally, I think we said before the start of the season, Keita and Ox, it's now or never this season. Show us what you can do. Stay injury free. Keita's already had a little minor niggle, but you know, you'd have to look at Thiago as well. He's known to be injury prone. He's had an injury. I'm one of these. I wasn't too bothered with no signings. Everyone forgets about Konate. We signed Konate. Like, what a signing that was as well, you know? And look at us. We are unbeaten in 18 games. Unbeaten in 18 games. Yeah. I think there's only 4 players in our whole entire squad that haven't had minutes on the pitch. And we're only on, how many games we played? 10? 9?
This is 9 now. Yeah. Sorry, 8.
Games as well. Well, I'm including Champions League, EFL, everything.
Okay, 9 so far. Oh, 10.
That many.
Christ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10 games. But we've only got 4 players now that haven't featured. And one of them is Adrian, who I don't think particularly will, because Kelleher didn't have much to say. But he wasn't hiding. He was coming out to look for it. And at no point did he look scared or nervous. So I get people's issues with the injuries and stuff, but okay, let's go back to the third game in. We had Elliot, we have Minamino, we have Curtis, we have Ox, all these players, and we're still now at a point where we're thinking, oh, who are we going to play and when? We've got 10 midfield players. Jota's injured from the international. When he's back, it's going to be like, how can we fit him in? I don't think we need any more headache in that position. I think the only signings we need to make are world-class starters.
Well, that's all well and good, but Jota was available, but he wasn't used. The fact that we've got other cup competitions to get into, with regards, I'm not even talking about Europe now, FA Cup and the Carabao. Mm-hmm. Our fringe players can get starts in that. Ox can get a start in that. Minamino, Origi, and I'm wondering whether or not we'll see the likes of Konate and the Gomez partnership in those types of games. Maybe in the latter stages, maybe not. But in the early stages, definitely. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. We've got Preston coming up.
Yes.
Games like that. I think maybe Klopp was cautious today. It's, everyone was saying it. Let's be cautious. It's Ranieri. Ash, do you feel sorry for Ranieri? He's got Everton away next.
Ranieri next? Yeah, he's probably going to get another beating, but no, I don't feel sorry for Ranieri at all. I wish he would have took a bigger beating.
Actually, you got no heart, but then again.
Watford, they've got Everton, Southampton, Arsenal, Man U, Leicester, Chelsea, Man City, Brentford. That's their next games.
Mm-hmm. Let's forget about the teams at the top of the table for Watford. Yeah, I agree. But let's forget about the teams that are at the top of the table for Watford. The points where they need to get are from the likes of Everton, Southampton, Villa, even.
But those are hard.
So
they're not just
exactly.
I would argue that
they're
Everton,
hard pushover teams, and I think Watford are a team that, because there's no squad depth, there's no one hustling. You're not competing with anyone for your spot. So week in and week out, even if you play shit, the manager's going to have to pick you because he doesn't have that depth to then go, do you know what? I'm not playing him today. Let me just put him else in and give him a chance.
Do you think that's a good attitude to have, though, as a player?
It's not an attitude that you should have. But when you're like Watford, the mentality is different. They don't do trophies. Like, coming up to Premier League was a big thing. They went down, they came back up. But it's like you can go down and then come back up. The Premier League has changed within a season. You've got different kettles of fish, bigger animals, teams that are hungrier to stay up, even if they're not doing well. Those are the teams that they do it to us all the time. They'll be fighting relegation and nick a point off us because they have to. Watford don't have that desire to. I don't know what their aim is. Do you want Champions League football? Do you want Europa League? What is the end game?
I feel
there's no amount. I don't think there's no amount of desire that Watford could have had to make them make anything against Liverpool.
But desire, even if it's like, as a player, like, you should wake up in the morning and as your player, you should be like, okay,
they might have been trying their hardest, but they're against the champions, right? Liverpool are a brilliant team. It's not they got outclassed.
We're not unbeatable because last season Watford battered us. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they've done it before, but I just feel
last season was different. Okay,
it is different, but we're still.
What I would say to that though is it's kind of.
But it's just what has changed between then and now. Is it because we look more like a wounded animal? They thought, okay, it's easy to take points off Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying?
I just think that these lower table teams, though, you can't just always say, us top 6 teams or top 4, in my opinion. We always kind of say, we're playing to win the Prem, to get Champions League football, and then there's some that play for Europa. But there are 20 teams in the Premier League, and to some of them, a big deal for them is coming out of the relegation zone and getting up to 15th. That is a big deal to them. I feel sometimes we can be a little bit disrespectful in regards to saying, "Oh, what have you got to play for?" Well, for them, this season is to stay up. And
Survival.
To Norwich and Watford, like that would be brilliant. You know, that would be like winning the Premier League to them. That would feel so fantastic. So Ranieri's got a lot to do and a lot of work to do. Can he get it done? I feel like if anybody can instill some positive vibes in that team, it is him. He just hasn't had the chance to do that yet because it's way too soon.
I honestly think he did a good job keeping it down to 5. We kept the ball, we passed it around all day, and they were just chasing shadows. He did a great job keeping it down to 5.
And look, Nick's even said Millie, the bionic man, was running things in midfield alongside Keita. Yeah. And this is what it was. Hendo was doing his job. He was doing Fabinho's job so well. It allowed the others to just, let them do their
free
thing.
flow. I don't know what I was worried about.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel Watford, they need to play for something. When I say play for something, they need to work out what their end goal is, because right now I feel like
they've obviously got deadwood that needs shifting on, and they just need some motivation in them.
Around in the dark, waiting for a miracle to happen, and it's not going to happen.
But once you're 2-0 down versus Liverpool, it's hard to get that motivation, isn't it?
It shouldn't have been. I know a goal down within 9 minutes. I'm at home. There was no.
Against Liverpool, Liverpool put a lot of teams against a goal down in this.
Mo Salah's in the best player in the world right now.
You're at home. You're at
home. You're at home. Show some fight.
You need to show some fight, some gumption, because people are sat in their house for a year and a half wanting to see you play. Yeah, you're finally now allowed moaning. You're finally now allowed to. You're getting paid to do what you love. I didn't see anybody on that pitch in a Watford shirt that deserves to get paid today.
I agree. I agree.
I'd have to say Dennis.
The players
put in a bit of
and their wages, they would have got paid. Do you get because the other half were useless. Do you know? There was no desire. They just gave up. What are you doing?
I'm just going to go through some comments a minute because they're just building up. So Pyro Destiny saying, great show. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. You know who this is?
Hey, Rosemary.
Can we keep this up? African nations, no Salah, no money. What happens then? Rosemary, we will play Samikas. We will play Jota. We will play
Origi, Minamino.
We've got options.
Cade Gordon.
This Cade Gordon. Oh my gosh.
We'll talk about him in time.
As well. He's complaining there's no minutes. We've only played 10 games. Chill.
Yeah, it's true.
Relax. You have had minutes.
We're gonna have the FA Cups and all those cups coming through.
Yeah.
I said that. Yeah.
The World Cup next year is going to affect the season anyway, so we're going to have to be able to rotate our players more. Because
we have Divock Origi.
Yeah.
We do have players. I'm not concerned about African nations.
I think we should get a striker in January though. We need like a natural.
I think that's a summer thing. I think in a January window, you're not going to get world class. You're not going to get a bargain. It's going to be a big price tag. I think Origi will do for now.
Jurgen knows what he's doing with the signings. He would have planned it out like 2 years in advance. You know how Jurgen is.
That's how we do it.
Do you think they're actually going to buy someone though in summer?
Yeah. I think that's why we didn't buy this summer. Like I think he already knows who he's buying.
Yes, I do. I totally agree. I totally agree with the fact that we didn't buy anybody in the off season coming into this season.
No, we didn't,
because we are gearing up for someone big next
he
summer.
knows who he wants. He knows.
Yeah, Jurgen knows.
Get them.
I have full faith, and I'm looking at 10 midfielders, Jota. People forget we had so many injuries last season, and Elliott's come back from on loan. Minamino's come back from on loan. Curtis has had some experience. He's finding his form. We've got Cade Gordon. We've got players that have bulked out the team. This is a stronger squad than what we had last season. just having Virgil back's made a fucking huge difference, you know. For the special mention has to go to Kelleher. Gemma, Nicholas, and I all agreed we feel calmer when he's in between the sticks. He's fantastic. I love him. Such a calm presence, similar to Alisson.
Yeah.
I've got my my goalkeeper top on today, actually. I love a bit of a Becker shirt myself. He's got, I think, just him being around him and watching him, you know, not just on the TV in training and everything, it's going to have a great influence on him. Edwin Thomas, Afcon, Salah, Manè, and Keita are missing just one game in the Premier League. We did kind of work it out. I mean, I think it does depend on what games they're missing as well. You know, if people say, "Oh, they're going to miss games," it could be a Norwich game. It could be another Watford game. You know, let's not stress about it. Let's not.
No, you have to stress. You have to.
We don't have to stress. If you stress, Paris, if you stress, you are going to get grey hairs. You don't want grey hairs.
Right, Paris, go and find out what games we are missing. Manè and Salah and Keita.
Okay.
Go and find out.
You can't be complacent. That's why.
No. That's exactly that. We can't be complacent.
But we weren't today. Look at today.
That's when it goes.
We weren't complacent.
So for me,
we started Virgil and Matip against Watford.
Every game is a big game.
Common sense.
Every game is a Man City game, a Leicester game. Like, it's a big game. Until the whistle blows at 90 minutes and there's 3 points on the board, I'm going to sorry.
It is, I agree. But let's face it, there are levels. And it's more about the team and how the team play. Because in that EFL game, it was 10 changes, wasn't it? 10 changes. We played the same way we play in the first team. It was the same setup, the same tempo, the same high press, the same back line. So I feel like it's how the team plays as one. You look at Graham Potter's Brighton. They were missing some key players in their recent game versus Arsenal. They still played the same way that team played. Despite missing certain players. So it's more about tactics and setup and having that chemistry. And I think that's why they're hating a lot. Yardo7, great show, guys. Thank you very much. Nick Ford. Can I just say to the lady, I think her name is Paris, you can't compare last season's without Van Dijk, Matip, and having the worst injury. This is what I'm saying. Yes, we did. However, the issue we have is depth. Our squad, we don't have that like Man City. No one's going to have Man City. They're owned by a country, and we have more depth than them. Like I said, Elliot was out on loan. Minamino was out on loan.
We've got plenty of depth.
So, in answer to Nick's comment, what are your thoughts?
What did he say? Sorry. It went so quickly. What did he say?
From last season's team without, you know, we were missing Van Dijk.
Yeah,
Matip,
we were.
Gomez,
However,
Henderson.
How I would compare our season to last season, considering the injuries that we had, and we had a lot. We had, Trent out. We had, and I'm talking like big players that make an effect. We had Virgil out, we had Gomez out, we had Trent out. Considering how we had and the amount of centre pairs we had, to finish third and behind 1 point behind Man United, who Man United said was their best season so far in the last how many seasons, we didn't do too bad.
This is what I'm saying.
The way we rotated our squad. So in that
and
sense,
now we're stronger.
We're fine, but it showed like when Trent got injured a couple weeks ago, we missed Trent. Do you know what I mean? Our game weren't the same without him, and we don't have a solid right back to replace him. And that's what it showed in that sense of like squad depth. We still need to strengthen the squad depth because Man City's A team is Man City's B team. Chelsea have a B team, which is basically
Paris, let me stop you there. Look at the two teams you're mentioning about depth. Chelsea and Man City, they have the money to do that. They can go and spend, and it doesn't matter. Like we don't do that. We
no,
don't
I know we don't.
We compete with these teams. You know, we still compete with these teams.
Matip was a free signing. Who else was free at the back line? Trent is a free signing. The keeper, he must have cost peanuts. Kelleher. Milner was a free signing, and look how we're smashing teams.
Yeah, I know, but I just think if I was a manager, And I'm sitting there thinking, for next season, knowing that they're going to go to the World Cup. It's in the middle of a season. It's not like it's in January. It's July. It's in the middle of December. They're still gonna
November. It starts. Yeah.
Football. We don't have that, and that's what I'm saying about squad depth. It's all well and good, fine, but then there's now a situation that's arrived where squad depth is gonna come to play because they go away to England, they get injured. Let's not be unrealistic now. They get injured, they come back, we're screwed. Yeah.
Okay. Let's not be Paris.
Listen, I think we're the best team in the world.
We've just won 5-0. All right. Away from home against Watford. That we could have been complacent. We could have been so complacent against. We could have dropped points. We are unbeaten in 18 games. We are the only team in the Premier League that are unbeaten. The only team.
Top of the league.
We have dropped points.
By a couple of margins.
10 for 45 minutes to get a point against us.
Against all these rich teams with the top of the league.
They did it last year. They did it.
I don't care about last year. Last year is irrelevant. Last year was a big fuck up. Okay.
Let's forget about last season.
No fans. No fans. You know, every other team loved playing us last season because there was no fans. No Virgil.
Then I can't eat my food. And
eat your dinner, man. We just won 5-0. Eat your dinner.
It's a long day.
It's a long day.
Ford, there are no easy teams in this league. The toughest league in the world. Make no mistakes. We had to earn the right to play today with a new manager on his honeymoon and an expectant crowd. And this is the thing. What did we do? We came out.
Smashed it.
We did.
Slapped them up, mate. And I was.
We were professional. We were professional. Hey, Rose. Great stream, guys. Missed some of it, but we'll catch up later. Thanks, Edwin. Right, I feel like let's just get on to the goals and then we're going to wrap up because I feel like we've spent so long being pessimistic here.
No, not about pessimism. Not about pessimism. No.
A fucking world-class
a bit about pragmatism.
Again, like he does all the time and he does not get credit for it until now. He has just become the highest scoring African in the Premier League. Like, let's just show some respect. That goal, that individual. Better
than the last one.
No, his
better than the last
one was
one.
Immaculate. Like, they're on par with the same. But
no.
I'm saying this one was just a bit more special. It was just like Salah at his absolute best.
Yeah,
he almost just had them in all of him. Like I don't even want to tackle him. I want to see what he's gonna do because he's so good.
Glide he's almost Messi-like when he glides through.
He's better than Messi, man.
On the ball and stuff like that. In that sense.
Okay, guys, I want each of you to watch Salah's goal from the City game, and watch Salah's goal from today's game. How close were the City players to Salah as opposed to the Watford players today? Because
Foden was all up on his back.
But I do believe that the Watford players were closer to him today.
It was a better goal today. Like, we're not denying that. I would say I liked the commentator's comparison to Salah in this kind of game he's bringing this season to Ronaldinho. He's so strong.
Yes.
What about Danny Rose? He's a seasoned professional. You know, he bulked out a bit. You know, he's not lightweight, and Salah just holds him off with ease.
Always does that
for his goal.
It's very rarely you can get something on the floor, but when
for his assist for Manè, I think I forgot to mention as well. So he's kind of holding off Danny Rose to like get the ball to pass it down as well. He just holds him off like a little 10-year-old, and then he comes with that world-class goal. Also, I need to mention Milner for Bobby's first goal in the 36th minute.
Yes.
So I had to write it down. It's crazy. So Milner,
he puts it on.
Bobby's passed it out to Manè.
Yes.
Milner's then run down. So Mane's passed it out to Milner. Milner back to Bobby, straight across the goal line, and it's a tap in. Bobby loves a tap in, but do you know what? He's usually, if you look, so Milner passed it to Bobby. Bobby still ran and got back into the box. So Bobby almost gets someone like, all right, here, I'm going to run forward. You assist me, yeah? I'm going to get into the box. So it was literally
Mane's pass was sweet. So sweet.
So
Took
good.
out their defense.
Yeah. And then Milner just had to slide it across the goal line.
Mm.
We just had to tap it in. This is what I love about us. This is why I was saying to you, what's your favourite goal? So in some respects, even in the Man City game, Salah's goal was world class, but the other goal,
Individuals.
it was from the back
Yeah, of
line
course. It's
down.
Yeah,
Fabinho's
individuals versus team goal.
think
You're right,
over
James.
watching the team goals, I think I do get a bit more excitement out of them sometimes. And I think that one will get forgotten about. But it was brilliant. It was literally, you know, Milner, Bobby, Mane, Milner.
Yeah, that is the mad thing. Bobby gets a
Yeah.
hat trick, but Mo's goal will take the headlines.
Of course,
No.
always.
Listen, Bobby's hat trick today.
Bobby was good today.
I'm
Yeah.
buzzing for him. I'm
Bobby was
proper
very
buzzing
good.
for
I'm
him.
sweet. I'm happy.
And I said there'd be a hat trick for Salah. It's just the wrong person. That was all.
I just want him to score a bit more. He does a lot for us anyway, off the ball. Even with the ball, he's not scoring. He's very selfish. But I like when Bobby scores.
Who's selfish?
He's very selfless. Sorry.
Selfless. Yes.
Come on now.
Totally.
That's
very
that's
selfless.
He's very selfish.
To play that way, isn't he?
Yeah. I want Bobby to just add a bit more goals for me. I would like. But I do love when he scores.
That's his sixth this season. And he's only played 3. He's only started, I think, 3 games. And that was his 6th goal.
Oh. Well, he's done good so far, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure
he was off injured. And it was versus Porto, wasn't it, as well? He got enough goals.
And Man United, he likes to score against them. So,
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll have to get Atletico out of the way first, but
Atletico would have been watching this match and they'll be wetting themselves thinking, "Oh no, what are we going to do about more?"
Simeone will be having a look at. We'll be analysing the shit out of today's game.
Yeah, watch it 3-4 times.
Yeah.
So they're having a rest right now. I said yesterday I'd rather we played today than have a rest after the international break. I'm going to go to each of you now. How do you feel? Would you have rather? Paris, would you rather us had a break today, like what Atletico were having, or would you rather we'd have played this game? Like as well.
Just because of who Atletico Madrid are, I'm glad we play it today. Just because I feel like we're gonna go into Tuesday with that confidence, like 5-0, because I feel like the last time we played them, wasn't the best game for us. So I just feel like today it's going to give them the confidence. It shakes off the international break hangover, because then it's like, you play with your country, you get used to playing with your teammates again. This is just a good just to refresh how we play together before we go to Tuesday, so we can be more of a team. Then they just come up. We should have played,
Yeah. Ash, didn't you say you'd rather we had a break?
Break? No, I didn't mind us playing today at all.
Yeah. Nick, it was you then, wasn't it, that wanted a break? No?
No, there's no point. There's no reason no reason for us to have a break. No reason whatsoever.
It must have been that
Sorry, Stoney.
So I agree. I think they also mentioned on BT Sports actually that we don't like this early kickoff. We don't like this early kickoff for an international break, but actually we've pretty much won every time we have.
We've lost one.
I think the anger of it.
Just once, I believe we have. Yeah.
I think the anger of it makes us right, do you know what?
We do good after international break. Look at the Leicester game after that club final, and everyone was take the team.
But we don't lose many games.
No, we don't. We win all the time. No matter whether it's day, late night, afternoon, evening. We win most of the time. No matter what time it is.
International break.
Yeah, we got Edwin Thomas saying Mo Salah's having his own goal of the season competition.
Yeah. I was about to touch on that, Edwin. Seriously.
He's just going to improve. And Trent is back. Absolutely. That's what we were missing as well. Absolutely. He's Oh, it was offside, but Trent 1-on-1 with a defender, raining
Deflection.
down on Kelleher, and he
Yeah.
came in with the same save.
Oh, the save. Yes.
Same tackle that Virgil did not long ago. Exact same, calm, cool, collected. I'm going to find that as well, and I'm sharing that. So people tell me that he can't defend. Well, when he was playing right back, we didn't have to defend. Why is that? Because Trent is there. And he runs it.
We do definitely miss him when he's not there. So I just feel like we need to keep him fit. I'd also like to see a replacement for him just in case anything happens.
I think that's why Nico had a run out today. He needs to step it up. He needs to up his game now. He needs to realize.
I think for Nico, I think he's maybe another year or two development before we can actually say, well, okay.
Comparing to Trent, everybody needs development. Everybody.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not comparing him. That's why I'm not comparing him to Trent. I could never do that. Could never do that one. He's too easy.
But even comparing Nico to Wan-Bissaka,
came off, and that's when they started raining down. Trent and Robertson came off, and that's when they had their best moments. Let's not sleep on that. So as much as people say
definitely not sleeping on that.
Sneakers is amazing. His balls into the box are brilliant. His corners are brilliant. But he still has a lot to learn in the defensive end, which is why I would not play him versus Luis Suarez.
But Trent has gotten his
not for Suarez, not at all.
Hasn't always been that great as well. I feel like he's developed it as time's going on.
I think he's had his moments, but I think it's because he's quite high up the pitch a lot. So he's had when he does have to track back, he's probably knackered by the time he gets there, or he's a bit late on it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Henderson and Fabinho playing that CDM role. That's their job to help cover that.
Love it in there.
Yeah, of course.
I was just checking the stats, Bobby Firmino's stats for this season so far. You know, he's played 7 games.
7.
He's played 7.
Started 7.
Yeah,
but he has played 7. Yeah.
A lot of the minutes aren't high though.
Late substitute.
Exactly. Subbed on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we had depth. Seriously, we have depth, people. We do have depth.
World-class players all over the place.
Not to the scope of oil-rich countries or oil-rich barons, but
the training they get is once they step into the Liverpool.
Our gameplay, our setup, the team spirit, I think it outshines every team.
Yeah.
It's more like a family than a club in how the players play and the manager, and I think that's what helps us a lot in times where we have to dig in. We have to result. We have to grind that out. So it's working so far. It's worked so far.
And Henderson today, it was his 150th time he's captained our team today. He had a great game. He was pushing up. He was sweeping across that back line. Nobody was getting any joy when he was there running that middle bit. It wasn't any different than when Fabinho plays. And I loved his closing down. Anytime any player in that midfield got the ball, it wasn't just Keita. It wasn't just Milner closing them down. He was there as well, on it, not going in with rash tackles, giving away free kicks. Just goes in front, stands in front of them like, go on, test me. Which way you're going to go? Forces them to go backwards. That's what I love as well. We had that same intensity today in the midfield where when one player has the ball in the opposition team, they're against 3 of us. Closing them down. And it seemed like the commentator was saying nobody's coming to help out the Watford players. It's true. Because we're so fast, we close them down so quickly, they don't know what's going on. That was what I loved today as well. Top captain. I don't think he's deserved a lot of the criticism he's got lately. And as I've said, I think if we didn't have Fabinho, that would be his role in the squad. But with Fabinho back, I do think Klopp wants to push him forward so we can see more of them AC Milan goals, more of those assists. That assist as well was beautiful. He got the other week. So Nico Williams, I think we'll finish up with this. We've obviously had issues with Trent being out. we've had to play Milner there. I'd have to say, I think Milner's played 5 games as right back this season. We're still unbeaten. We've still been winning and getting some good goals. I don't think he's a bad replacement. However, this season, I think will be our last best season out of Milner. We do have Gomez that can play right back. We do have Konate that can play right back, but we also have Nico Williams. This will be the season where by next summer, are we going to replace Nico? Or is he going to step up? I think that is the question. And I was quite happy today, actually, that he was bang on.
He came on.
Some minutes in games so we can see what he's about. How do you feel about Nico, Ash?
I think it's okay just to be underneath Trent because he's just a kid and I don't have any problem with him. I see he crosses the ball good. I don't see any proper weaknesses in his game. I think, oh no, he's never let us down. He's never cost us a goal. Where I think, oh, Nico's cost us a goal. So I don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah,
at all.
And Nick,
the fact that he's young just plays in his favour.
He rang an assist today.
Yeah,
he's got that energy, that drive to attack.
The fact that my guy did his job. He did his job perfectly today. I can't fault him for what he did. And coming off the back of his international duty, great. We have got a young star of the future. Whether he kicks on in his development, he learns from the first team players.
Yeah.
Again, that's debatable. But whether he transitions what he's learned into his performances, can he get better? Of course he can. I'm sure he can. But will he? Only time will tell. If I had a crystal ball and I could see into the future, he does need minutes.
And I think this season he has to start getting those minutes. But I think once
I would put him on loan, just for like how they did with Harvey Elliott.
Yeah,
possibly.
Send him on loan for a season. Let him play in like a championship team where he's gonna get minutes, and he'll come back a different player because it worked with Harvey. Harvey's come back now off loan. When the games he started, he was excellent.
Yeah, I mean we've done that with
it was just
Clarkson as well.
The finishing was just a bit more clinical, and I think that would benefit him in a sense that if he went away.
Do you think he's a bit old for that now, though?
Pardon?
Don't you think he's a bit older? He's older than Elliot, isn't he? And I think
Nico,
if we sent him on loan,
Harvey.
Would he be getting?
Harvey's only 18, so Nico's only like 20.
19, 21, 22 now.
Yeah, he can still go. I'm not being funny. You can still go. Do you get what I'm saying?
If he went, he'd have to be starting the games. So wherever we sent him, he'd have to be
that's
a starter in the team.
We need backup. We need him as backup.
I don't think Klopp wants to do that. I think Klopp wants to keep him now.
Keep him.
If Trent got injured, then what we're gonna do?
Yeah, Ash is right though. We do need a more natural right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting Milner down. No way in any shape or form.
Well,
but we do.
Milner started his career at right back for Leeds
United. Yeah.
So he can play there if needs be.
Personally, I want to see someone that's box to box.
Yeah.
I think we can give Nico minutes. I think he can get minutes. I think Milner has dominated the minutes because it's been Champions League matches, it's been Man City, it's been some big games.
When would you play him? Like in
EFL?
FA Cup?
Definitely, domestic cups.
When would you pick him over Trent? Do you get what I'm saying? Or Milner?
The domestic cups, the early stages.
I see it more as a sub on, not necessarily in some other games.
Starter.
Like today, I feel he could have been potentially subbed on in the 65th minute when they bring on Tsimikas and Ox potentially. I think towards the end of the season, seeing how we go and how it's doing in games where it's convincing and we are dominating, I think we could bring him on in kind of the 60th minute, let him rack up those minutes the same way Man City did with Foden, same way we did last season with Curtis Jones, and the same way we would have probably done with Elliot if he hadn't just come out and smashed the shit out of every game. But I feel like this season will be like Curtis's season last season or the season before that, where he will start getting some first team minutes. And like I've said before as well, Gomez can play right back. Konate can play right back. So Milner will get that role initially with Trent's out, but next season, will Milner be able to cope in that position as well? I'm not sure. I'm just going to go through some last comments and then we're going to wrap it up, guys, because we could talk about this all afternoon.
Who's your last man of the match?
We'll get on to that in a minute, Ash. We're going to go through some comments in a minute. I need to get these comments out. I don't know if this was discussed, but Firmino scored 3 proper 9 goals at the right place at the right time. Let me tell you something. If Cristiano Ronaldo had scored one of them goals, it would be in the headlines. It would be made such a fuss of. World-class goal by Ronaldo, because it's Bobby Firmino. He's Mr. Right Place, Right Time. Classic, Vardy goals, I would say. If Harry Kane had scored them 3 goals and got a hat-trick today, it would be in the headlines. He's
exactly
super world class Bobby Firmino, and he even basically assisted himself with the help of Milner in some cases.
He did.
Yardo7, guys, let's not get too gassed. Y'all played Watford. See what the performance is like against Atletico. Did you watch AC Milan? Reese, where you been? You missed the start. That's all right. Reese is our lifelong follower. Oh my God, Salah, you sexy bastard. And he is. Bobby hat-trick. I'm loving life. What a game. Salah sent the defense to a care home. I think Danny Rose just wanted to be cared for after that, didn't he? I think at one point he pretended he was injured for a while.
I saw that bit. I was laughing. It was like, head down. I said, I don't want to be here. Here.
Rosemary Phillip, we ain't gassed. We will bring it. This is what I'm saying. We're fans. We're allowed to be at Yard. We are still unbeaten at the top of the league. We have the right to be. We are unbeaten in 18 games. I hear that, and I don't deny that. You don't deserve it, but who have Liverpool played to really test your mettle? Chelsea, Man City,
and we held up
AC Milan in the Champions League, Porto in the Champions League. So let's go. And that's what he's saying as well.
Jealousy.
Let's see. Yardo7, who do you support? Before we sign off,
Tottenham.
I bet it's Man U. It's Man U. Any
It's Spurs.
It can't be Spurs because you can't come with.
You can't say nothing. Simple.
With their what is it called? The European Cup of Nations. What is it called? They're used. I can't even think of it. Their farmer league that no one don't know.
Yes, it's Lowden Sunday League football.
They can't even dominate that competition. All right, let's wrap it up then. So I'm going to go. I was going to say favourite goal and man of the match, but I feel like everyone's going to say the same.
There's a comparison.
Okay, apart from Salah's goal. Let's say first and second favourite goal and man of the match. And I'm going to start with Ashley.
My first favourite goal was the Manè goal, with the... I thought that was all right because we'd seen the
first one.
Goal the other day. Man of the match.
Yeah.
Mo. And... Oh, no, Bobby's got the hat-trick, Bobby. And favourite...
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Paris, your 2 favourite goals and your man of the match.
I'm gonna have to say obviously the Salah goal because it's Salah and the goal was immaculate. I like Bobby's last goal.
Yeah.
His last goal, and I think for me, I'm gonna have, as much as I think Salah was amazing, I have to give it to Bobby because Bobby he did everything right. Everything about his game was right, and then to add the 3 goals. Can't complain for Bobby.
Yep.
Nicholas?
Well, Bobby, from a team performance, gets man of the match for me. All of the plaudits, everybody else will say Mo got man of the match, and he did get man of the match. But when you're talking about a team player,
Bobby,
someone that is a servant for his club, for the bat, and plays for this Badger, then it's Bobby. And
I do agree.
The goal, Mo's goal. Sorry, well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say exactly the same thing. Bobby is man of the match. Some of his passing, he dominated that midfield. I mean, they gave him a lot of space, and boy, did he dominate that space. He made the most of that space. I think he was key in a lot of build-up situations as well. He's been injured for a long time, and he brought the Samba, he brought the sunshine. Brilliant. I'd have to say I did love the Milner, Mane, and Bobby combination. I love that goal. I think on a speed up or on a slow-mo, any way you look at that would be my favorite goal. I've just had confirmation. You're right, Paris. He is a Spurs fan. Listen, mate, you just go and enjoy your Farmers European League, all right? And you just ready to play us. I don't know when you have to play us, but I guarantee you it ain't going to be fun.
You want the halftime scores? Man City Man City are 1-0 up. Leicester and Man United are 1-1 halftime.
Cool.
That's it. Let's go and enjoy the afternoon's football now. Rosemary Phillips, Bobby man of the match. So yeah, and Reece Firmino man of the match. I think we're all in agreement. Man of the match is Bobby Firmino. I mean, goal of the game was Mo Salah. Let's not deny it. He's world class, outstanding. I'm just going to enjoy him this season. Don't want to talk about contracts. Don't want to talk about none of that. I'm just going to enjoy my Egyptian king. I will bow to his feet, and I'm just going to enjoy him.
All right, everybody, go enjoy the afternoon. Chat.
Let's go. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday. Champions League week.
Oh gosh, I've got a pre-match. I've got a pre-match show to do.
We have got a pre-match. Keep an eye out, guys. We'll be back with a pre-match to Atletico Madrid. Night.